Hey guys, Heather here. I'm trying something a little bit new this week because we're going to be talking about ordination and credentials, which is a subject that has a lot of information to unpack. Everything you need to know about ordination is absolutely contained within the text of the blog. You do not need to watch the screencast. I just thought I would produce it so that people who are visual learners can watch me go through the steps, and I can also give you a little bit more background information in the video. So if you're going to stay with me, I'm going to talk to you about first who can be ordained, which is pretty much anybody in the United States can go and be ordained. I think you have to be at least 18 years old. I don't think they do criminal background checks generally. I know I didn't have one. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for a minister. Most ministers go to school for a long time. It's a very expensive undertaking. It takes up to 5 to 7 years. And then there are those of us who get ordained online. Getting ordained online is no less of a serious undertaking. It costs less money. It takes less time, but you are representing yourself as an authority, not of a church, but of an institution, and you are signing your name to and are liable for legal paperwork. So when you go online to get ordained, just keep in mind that it is a serious undertaking, and it is not a joke, and let's not treat it as such. Now, where to get ordained? There are a lot of websites on the internet who offer to ordain people. Not all of them are reputable. Not all of them will be accepted in every state in the United States. These are the top 3 websites that I have vetted myself that are reliable, that are reputable, and that are accepted in most states. I have been ordained by the Universal Life Church. The ULC is the behemoth of the industry. It is the place that people go to most often to be ordained. They are the ministry that is recognized in most states as being legitimate. So this is the service that I would recommend. American Marriage Ministries has also ordained almost 1 million people. They market their service as free. It's not really free. They will ordain you for free. They'll let you print out a certificate that says you've been ordained on your printer, but they will not send you any further ordination credentials without payment. So it's quote unquote free. This United National Ministry, I don't know anybody personally who has been ordained by them, but I did research them and they are accepted in most states. So for my money, I would go with the Universal Life Church. They start their ordination credentials packages at $30. That's the same price I paid in 2012, so they don't raise it exponentially every year, apparently. This United National Ministry, their basic ordination package starts at $50, so that's more expensive. And this American Ministries place that is marketed as free, you cannot prove that you're a minister without the ordination credentials, and that costs $45. I absolutely do recommend having the ordination credentials. I have this little black card in my wallet. I have been asked to show it before. And so I do feel it is important to have your credentials when you want to perform marriage ceremonies, and especially when you are going to go talk to the county clerk about marriage licenses that you have put your name on. So when you want to apply for ordination, you click on Become a Minister, and you click on Begin Your Ordination. You fill out this field, and you submit your ordination request. And then it's going to take you to the ordination credentials packages screen. They do offer more packages than what is listed here, but you really only need this basic thing. The other packages have things like t-shirts, and some of them come with these premium certificate of marriage papers. And I'm going to tell you, if you actually go with a package that has these, this is not a legal document. You cannot present this to your couple and tell them that their marriage is legal, because that's not what it's for. It's more like a keepsake or a memento that they can display, although I don't really know anybody who would display it. But maybe you know different people. But whatever the case is, it's not legal. If you get them, you can't represent yourself as a legal authority, because you're not. You're just a minister. You just have to sign the paperwork that people get from the county clerk's office. So once you pick a credentials package, you put it in the cart, and then you do the checkout process with your credit card information. And once your credit card information or your credit card payment has been accepted, you'll get an email from the ULC, usually within 5 minutes, that will tell you that you are officially ordained, you are on their roster of ministers, and you are clear and legal to start performing marriages. But as I said, I have been asked to present this before, and this physical ordination credential package takes about 4 to 6 weeks to ship, and that is when you don't take COVID into consideration. I live in Michigan. They are located in San Francisco. In 2012, when I was ordained, it took them 4 weeks to send this package to me. So if you want to have this before you perform the marriage ceremony, make sure you give yourself enough time to receive it before the wedding. So now that we found out where or how to get ordained, we can talk about the legalities of ordination. Like I said, you are signing legal paperwork. You are on the hook for the document you put your name on. So you want to make sure you know what you're signing and you do your due diligence to make sure that you are clear and legal to sign it. Marriage laws do vary by state. Sometimes in some states they even vary by county. And I'm looking at you, Pennsylvania. So if you live in Pennsylvania, you can pay attention to this part of the screencast for sure. To find out what is going on in your state, the best practice for any couple or officiant who wants to get married or perform a marriage ceremony is to call the county clerk's office in the county where the marriage license originates. So don't call your county clerk. Don't call the county clerk in the next town. You got to call the county clerk in the county where the marriage license was applied for and will have to be filed in to find out what their laws are. If they will accept a marriage license certificate or marriage license that has been signed by an online minister. Failure to perform this easy check could result in the marriage being invalidated, and it could result in the officiant being charged with fraud. So just do this simple check. Now, in Pennsylvania, I know some of my friends have had trouble performing marriage ceremonies. Some of the county clerks do not want to take the signature of a minister who has been ordained online. And it's really not worth the hassle of trying to hire a lawyer to change their mind. There are counties in Pennsylvania where there are no problems. Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, I think Burr County is pretty liberal. So you just need to find out what county clerk will accept that document and file it in that county. That is legal. You live in that state, so it doesn't really matter what county your certificate originates from as long as it's filed in the same state. I don't know if that sounds like a little bit of a shady practice, but it's just, it's political more than legal. We'll just put it like that. And so you just have to find a workaround that works for you. Another problem child state is Tennessee. Tennessee has been trying to block ministers who have been ordained online from performing legal ceremonies within the state. In 2015, they tried to invalidate thousands of marriages that had been performed by an online minister. The Supreme Court of the state stepped in and said, absolutely not, you're not going to do that. But it was a mess while it was going on. And now that the lawmakers tried to make this law, the Supreme Court has had to step in again and put an injunction on the law. As of 2019, July 2019, there has been an injunction on this law. So ministers who have been ordained online can still perform legal ceremonies, marriage ceremonies in Tennessee. But I would strongly caution people who live in Tennessee to think about the fact that lawmakers in their state have already set a precedence that they were willing to overturn marriages performed by a minister who had been ordained online. And if it's really important to you, to have that person, go ahead. But you might want to think about getting a justice of the peace to come and sign that paperwork, or just be prepared that there could be trouble down the road from it. I don't want to discourage you from getting an ordained minister, online ordained minister. I do great work. I could speak for that. So it's like I said, it's a political thing that you just need to be aware of. The other thing is, where did it go? I always lose this. In Nevada and New York, there are a couple of extra hoops to jump through. You have to go down and register, go to the county clerk's office and register as a marriage officiant within the state. It's just a paperwork you have to fill out extra. It doesn't cost money. It just takes time. I'm not sure what the deal is in these other states. I've done weddings in Minnesota. I haven't had any trouble. I always call the county clerk's office. And then the one state I want to talk about is Virginia. Virginia absolutely does not allow any minister who has been ordained online to perform wedding ceremonies or sign legal paperwork in the state of Virginia. You cannot do it. That marriage will not be legal, and you will be on the hook for committing fraud. So if you live in Virginia, don't get a minister who's been ordained online unless you are willing to also have a justice of the peace come to your wedding. You can go down to the county clerk's office. They have a list of people who are justices of the peace in the state. So you call one of those guys up, you pay them their fee, they come out to the wedding, and they just have to witness your officiant doing the wedding, and then the justice of the peace is the one who will have to sign the marriage certificate. So you can still, or the marriage license, you can still have your friend do your ceremony, or you can still have a minister you are comfortable with do your ceremony. But if that person has been ordained online, you need to get that justice of the peace to sign the paperwork so that your marriage is legal. And then we're going to talk about signing and filing the marriage license. Sometimes the county clerk requires the minister to file a certificate in person. Most of the time, the couple just mails it in later. Just call the county clerk and find out what they want, what's required. I would recommend the couple and the minister are both in the know for what the county clerk in the county where the marriage license originates requires. And also, there is an expiration date on these things. So if you, in Michigan, they're only good for 30 days before it has to be signed. So if you file for it on May 1st, you have to have it signed by June 1st. And if your wedding's on June 15th, it's expired and you have to file or apply for and pay for a new one. So you just want to make sure you're not getting that marriage license too early, because it's got to be signed within 30 days. Some states are 45 days. Some states are 60 days. Just so you know, they do have an expiration date. I have had 2 couples out of over 100 weddings I've done present me with expired marriage licenses, which I have had to explain to them we can't sign because they're not legal. It's a problem. It can create some drama. All right, so if you have any more questions, please do contact me. Or if you want to sign up for newsletter notifications of when I post new content, please throw your email address in this box. I don't save the email addresses. I don't sell them. I don't even have any access to them. So it's totally a safe undertaking. And if you enjoyed this installment, this screencast, please leave me a comment. Let me know. If you never want me to do it again, please also let me know. And I will be talking to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.